Welcome back, fellow wanderers. I find myself amazed when I study the tender, delicate petals of a flower, and I think to myself, how in the world did God do this? They're so beautiful and so intricate. And so today we're going to make our own tender flowers, but they're not going to be difficult to do. We're going to use a Chinese watercolor brush, no skills needed, very beginner friendly, and we're going to paint this little sweet bouquet. So come on into the studio with me and let's create some flowers together. Okay, 4 colors today: sap green, a rose, a quinacridone magenta, and of course quinacridone gold. And my Chinese watercolor brush. It is my favorite. And I'm going to include a link this time for a larger set of Chinese watercolor brushes. Normally I just include a link for 3 brushes, but I think they're pretty small. This one that I'm going to include has over 10 brushes in it, all different sizes, and they'll come in handy for all of the kinds of painting that you want to do. And it is a set that I believe is still under $20. So it's a really good deal. So I'll include that. All right, so I am putting in this rose color. I'm watering it down quite a bit and just pushing my brush around to make the shape of the blossoms. No particular petal shape, just pushing the brush around. That's why I love these brushes so much. You just use a little bit of pressure on it, move your hand around, and it creates the beauty for you. And then I am getting a little deeper color of the rose and putting that in, and that bumps the color up a bit. Okay, so now the quinacridone magenta, and just dropping some of that into the blossoms. It adds another depth when you add another color to it. And that is just a little rosebud up there, or a little flower bud up top. Okay, now we drop in the magic, and that is quinacridone gold. Again, it is my favorite color, not because I like to wear gold necessarily, but I just love what this color does once it gets wet. And it's a Daniel Smith color. I'll include a link to this as well. Okay, we're going to drop in some more of this quinacridone gold and just add to the depth of these blossoms. And just continue to wiggle your brush. I think this is one of my favorite paintings that I've done because it is so simple, so beginner friendly, and it turns out so beautifully without any skills, any drawing skills. The paint and the water and the brush just kind of create the magic, and I love that. So then you can bump out the edges and make your blossom a bit bigger. And that's what I'm doing here. Just softening that edge, and that creates the look of just the soft petals. Do you see how the head of the brush, the body of the brush, just wiggles? It's so flexible. This is not a stiff brush. And so sometimes that scares beginners because you don't have a lot of control. But if you're going to paint loose like this, this is the kind of brush that is super, super helpful. All right, so now we're going to take some green. And I've taken sap green and I've mixed it with a little bit of the magenta color or the rose color. And that just knocks back some of the brightness of the sap green, makes it more of an olive green color. Just putting that in at the base of these blossoms. And then let's go ahead and make some stems and connect them down. This is just going to be a very delicate pink bouquet. It reminds me of weddings that I've gone to in the summer, and I just love the look of it. bit more of the olive green, we're going to create some darker stems, but also some leaves. Now, the way to do these, and because this brush is so flexible, it works so great with this. So you just draw your stem, and as you come up, you press down on the body of the brush, pull down, and then as you lift up, bring it to a point. And that just creates a really interesting, simple leaf without much effort at all. Leaves can be tricky sometimes, and they can look really awkward and it's hard to place them. But when you do it this way, it just creates a nice organic looking leaf. So press down, pull down, and then come up. And even though that was a little bit wonky, it still creates a nice looking leaf. So that this is a simple way to make some organic leaves. Press down and then slowly bring your hand up, and that brings it to a point. Okay, now with the quinacridone gold, we're just going to put in some little yellow accents. So this is like a piece of wheat or little yellow flowers on a stem, and it's just going to add some color variation to our bouquet. So just a back and forth stroke, super simple, still super loose. We're just going to fill in some of this white space with this quinacridone gold. And then you can kind of push it around and soften it as much as you want, or have it be as distinct as you would like. This brush is so versatile, and it just feels really good in my hand. And for me, it just works really well as I'm trying to do these loose florals. All right, so we're going to get some more of the rose, and we're going to make little bitty flowers. Now these are just like 4 or 5 petals, and it's just some tiny little blooms, and just space them around. Don't do too many of them. Don't overwhelm the bouquet with them, but it just creates another space, another place for your eye to land, a little accent. And it's in the same color scheme, so it doesn't divert attention from the main flowers, but it does add a little bit of depth to the bouquet. So now I'm going to put quinacridone gold in the center of those little blossoms, tapping off the end of my brush so that I don't get a big water puddle. Now, my gold was not strong enough here, so I need to strengthen that up a little bit. If it's too watery, you won't be able to see it. All right, so coming back in with that green, that olive green, I've added a little bit of sap green to it to change the color of the stem a little bit from the rest of the bouquet. And we'll just connect all of these little tiny flowers that we did, and bring the stems down into the bottom of the bouquet. This is such a relaxing way to paint. I hope that you can tell there's no rushing, there's no scrambling to get something in before it dries, or it just is a nice, peaceful way to paint, and it just turns out so beautifully. I really, really enjoy this kind of painting, and I'll be doing more of this on this channel. All right, so just getting the stems in. Now let's bump up the color of these blossoms. So I am taking some quinacridone gold. It just makes a really nice layer over the top. And these are transparent looking, so you can see what's underneath, but it just bumps the color up, adds to the depth, to the perspective of these blossoms. And what I love about this is it reminds me of a place I just visited. In fact, I just got back from a trip to England, and I had to go there for some work things. And I got the chance to go to the mansion where Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 version, I believe, was filmed. And in the greenhouse of this mansion, they had flowers that we grow here in the States as well. They're called lantana. I'll throw a picture of them up here. And this painting just kind of reminds me of those flowers. I don't know if you're old enough to remember, and I don't know if they even still make them anymore, but when I was young, when I was in grade school, I would have to catch the bus in the morning, and I would have to walk from January Lane to May Lane and beyond to get to a little 7-Eleven. And so I would leave the house early, get to the 7-Eleven before the bus came, and I would buy these little two-tone suckers. And these lantana flowers always remind me of those two-tone suckers. It's like a sweetheart sucker, but they're like pink on the top and orange on the bottom. And every time I see lantana flowers, that's what I remember. So just adding some more green here. It just fills our bouquet in a bit. Same idea, just push your brush, push the tip of it, and you can just create organic little shapes by just wiggle your fingers around, and you can get things that look like little stems, little things growing. And then bring it out over the top here just to get the perspective right. And then I'm going to bump up the quinacridone gold a little bit in some spots, just so that yellow is not quite so muted. Just drop in a little hint of some darker color in some spots. Now you don't need to do this in all of the little yellow blooms, but remember that watercolor dries back about 30% lighter. And so this painting is going to dry back quite a bit and be a little bit more faded and muted. So you want to put the color in now. All right, let's bump the sides of this a bit. We're just going to soften it. So I've got a mop brush, and this is from that red set. I think they are called cobia brushes, and they hold a lot of water. And so get your brush wet and then tap off the end of it a little bit and just work on the edge of the flower, and it'll soften that edge up. All right, let's darken up our stems a little bit. Not super dark. We've just added a bit more of sap green just to brighten it up, I guess would be more the thought. And just put some contrast here in our bouquet. Down the road, it might be sweet to do one of these and put a vase around that base. But for now, I'm liking this just as a little bouquet. So just fill in the green until the bouquet looks full to you, looks the way that you want it. Make sure that you've got greenery coming up over the top of the blossoms. I just think this is turning out so pretty. All right, let's go in and bump the color up even more. So this is our rose color. Just going to darken up the center part of these blossoms. Once you get that color down, if you come back in with a wet brush and just kind of push it around a little bit, let it kind of bleed up into the blossom. It helps to create a layered look of petals that are on top of each other. So it's not just one-dimensional. And it's nice if you have tube paint. If you have just squeezed paint from the tube, you can get thicker paint to drop into the wet, and it will hold its color a bit better. So just dropping in some quinacridone gold. I love the way it pushes the other pigments away. And the fun part, let's splatter. Always looking for an excuse to splatter. So we're splattering the rose color, and then we're going to go in and soften those splatters. So you might want just the dots on your page. Some people prefer that. I like to go in and just kind of push those around a little bit. It just creates a little bit of a muted background. It's still in the same color scheme, but it to my eye, it helps to just create a little more full look to the bouquet. So just a wet brush and soften out those little dots. And then I think that we need to do a little bit more splattering. So let's do green down here by the stems. And we'll do the same thing. Just soften those dots. Isn't that pretty, the way it just creates like a little ribbon of muted color in the background? I love that. And then, of course, we can't forget the quinacridone gold. Just a little bit of it here and there. I am loving how this is turning out. Okay, that's just super, super pretty. Thanks so much for wandering with me. Come back and wander with me again soon, and blessings to you.